longtime Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell has announced he will not seek re-election next year. Not exactly the most surprising announcement, but still fairly big news given his stature.
Right. It's a cliche, but it is the end of an era, or it will be in early 2027. Mitch McConnell is, I think, the second longest serving senator. He was first elected in 1984. Since that time, the Senate has changed hands back and forth between Democrats and Republican majority 8 times. And he is the longest serving Senate leader of either party. He was Senate minority leader for 12 years cumulatively and majority leader for 6 years. Lots of other stuff to say about him. He was, of course, a foil of sorts for President Donald Trump, sort of in his first term, much more so the second time around. And a lot of Democrats really can't stand him because of his role going back to his time as Senate Majority Leader, when he would not allow a vote on what would have been then President Barack Obama's final Supreme Court nominee, Merrick Garland.
So you see some of that in the tributes to him, especially on the right, where a lot of people are celebrating the role McConnell played in getting a conservative majority on the Supreme Court, or at least a more durable one. And but obviously his sort of tensions with President Trump and some of his earlier fights with Tea Party groups over who should be Republican nominee for the Senate, who are the more electable candidates in certain races, that sort of engendered a certain degree of bad blood.
Absolutely. He's had, you might say, an up and down relationship with the Republican grassroots for going on 20 years now, or effectively almost 20 years since he became leader. They never quite trusted him, even though his voting record is pretty much down the line conservative, but a very kind of mainstream conservative from the Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush era, both of which he worked with and was in office under. It's strange, during his final months, year and a half in the Senate, he's become a bit of a, you might say, resistance hero in the second Trump term. It's not that Democrats are exactly praising him, but he has voted against some of the most prominent Trump cabinet nominees, like Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary and RFK Jr. as HHS Secretary, and a couple of others as well. And he's gone against Trump on Ukraine aid and some other foreign policy matters. So I don't think he's exactly trying to defy Trump and be kind of a standout, any kind of Democratic resistance senator, but he's not afraid to go his own way at this very end when he's not leader anymore.